Her cabin stood quiet again, but the silence was not the same. She had kept their gift in plain sight, a reminder, a question, a wait. She waited for silence to answer back, but silence only deepened. The hush of night was broken, a heavy sound pressed through the snow. She could stay, or she could follow. Her hand chose before her heart did. She pushed the door wide, and the night reached in to claim her. Behind her, warmth slipped away. Before her, only shadow and storm. Her light fought the wind, a fragile fire against the endless dark. The world fell hollow, every sound stolen, every shadow watching. From the dark, it came, low, steady, and meant for her alone. Every step spoke louder than she wished, each mark sealing her path deeper. Between the trees, shadows moved, yet none should have been there. The forest itself seemed to breathe, and she felt its gaze upon her.
A flicker answered her flame, tall, quick, and gone again.
Fear pressed close, yet something stronger urged her onward. Again it came, low and long, as if pulling her deeper. From above, weight shifted. The forest no longer still. Then, a shape stood, taller than any man, waiting where the light broke. Her flame faltered with her grip. Fear ran down her arm. Abigail pressed on, each step sinking deeper, as if the forest itself demanded she continue. Her lantern burned alone, a single flame swallowed by endless dark. Abigail felt the trees bend with silence, and in that silence a tall figure stood still, distant, watching. The forest seemed to hold its breath, and Abigail felt the stillness press against her. Something vast slid past, close enough to feel, gone before the light could catch it.
Her heart beat louder than the storm, each thud a signal she could not hide.
At the edge of her fear, she found the stream again, stilled in ice, yet leading her forward.
Through the veil of snow, two smaller forms began to stir.
They were the same eyes she had known, not lost, not gone, but returned.
One small step, and the distance between them broke.
Her fear broke beneath their gaze, and in its place, a memory of trust. Abigail's hand lifted, trembling, not to shield, but to welcome. And one cautious step broke the stillness, and the distance closed. Now only a breath stood between them, her hand open, their eyes unafraid. For one still moment, the night held them, fear stilled by fragile trust. Yet trust was never there alone. From the forest, others began to rise. From every side, new figures pressed forward. The forest itself seemed to take form. Within moments, she was no longer alone. The circle closed, vast and silent. Then one stepped forward, greater than the rest. a presence that bent the silence around him.
From his chest rolled a sound, not language, not roar, but something older.
In answer, they did not move. Their silence became the ritual itself. The ring did not close tighter. It only held, as if the silence itself was sacred.
Then the leader moved again, one slow step that carried all eyes with it.
The clearing froze in perfect stillness. No voice rose, no body shifted, and Abigail the leader exhaled, a cloud of heat against the frozen air, as if to mark the space between them.
She did not move, for movement would break the fragile rite.
From the circle, two figures broke away, not to threaten, but to bring something forward.
Between their towering frames walked the young, no longer hidden, no longer lost.
In the small one's hand lay a shape, rough stone, marked as if with meaning.
They did not take from her. They gave. The stone was an offering, not a burden.
She took it gently, not as a gift of fear, but of trust. The great figure raised his head, and the clearing braced for what would follow.
From his chest rolled a sound so deep it shook the air, a call older than language. The call spread beyond them all, until even the frozen trees seemed to tremble.
When the sound was gone, the silence it left was greater still.
In that stillness, she understood. This was not threat, but ceremony. From the stillness, movement returned. The chosen ones stepped forward again. They halted within the circle's breath and let the young carry meaning forward.
From the child's hand came the stone, etched, worn, a fragment of their world.
They offered, not with words, but with silence. And silence was enough. Abigail closed her hand upon the stone, and in silence their worlds touched. The leader did not move closer. He only watched, and in his gaze lay recognition.
Then, with a weight of ages, the great head lowered.
And as one, the circle followed. The forest itself seemed to bow.
From the bow came a sound.
In that thunder of breath and voice, Abigail was no longer an intruder. She was acknowledged.
The voices fell away, leaving only the hush of snow once more.
She stood unmoving, the stone warm against her palm, as if it carried the breath of what had passed. Then the great figure withdrew, his silence now carrying release. One by one, the tall shapes turned, the circle loosening like a gate set open.
She watched until the last shadow was gone, the night returning to its silence.
The circle had broken, yet its weight remained. She stood within a space once filled with giants. The lantern's flame wavered but did not die, its light the only witness to what had passed.
She pressed the stone close, its weight both strange and certain.
Above her the sky cleared, as though the night itself bore witness.
In that silence, she knew she had been seen, and she would never stand alone again.
She walked back through the forest, lantern low, the stone pressed close against her heart. At last the cabin appeared, a single light against the wilderness. Inside, the fire welcomed her back, its glow softer than the forest's gaze. She placed the stone beside the branch, the two relics speaking of nights she alone had seen. She had not been chosen by chance, but by trust.